Okay.
Hey, Spider-Man.
It is The Amazing Spider-Man, an origin story. We're up to chapter 8. Peter's agent had booked him on more shows, but after that, Peter made sure they were all recorded. No more live shows for him. But Peter found himself having less and less fun, and he didn't like the way people were looking to use him either. Peter had just finished another show and was leaving when someone called after him. He almost didn't stop or even turn around, but he hesitated. Something about the voice sounded different from most of the people he met. Peter looked behind him and saw a man waving at him. He was standing next to a little girl in a wheelchair. "Please," the man said, "1 minute of your time. My girl just wants to meet you." "This is my daughter Tanisha," the man said. Peter squatted down next to her wheelchair. "Hi," he said. She looked up at him with big eyes. "It's you," she whispered. "It's really you." "Thank you," the man said, "and you're all she talks about these days. You're her hero." Peter's throat closed up. No one had ever looked up to him before. His aunt and uncle loved him. Some of the crowds clapped for him, but he had never been anyone's hero before. He smiled underneath his mask. Hero, wow, he liked that. That felt good. "Well," he said, I don't know that I deserve that, but..." Peter grabbed her hand. "I'm very glad to meet you." Tanisha looked up at him with tears in her eyes. Peter didn't think he'd ever seen anything more beautiful than that smile that broke out on her face. "Hey," he said, "would you like to go for a ride?" He stopped and turned to her father. "Is that okay? Can she?" Her father grinned. "That would be wonderful, but are you sure? I'm sure you're very busy and all." Peter laughed. "I'm never too busy for my fans. Well, for my fan." He picked the little girl up and he carried her back into the studio. Her father followed right behind. Everyone else was gone. "Perfect," he said. "Tell me when you want me to put you back down." He climbed up walls with her, hung from the ceiling and swung from one end of the studio to the other. "Sure you want me to keep going?" he kept asking, and every time she would just laugh. "Yes, more." Finally, he brought her back down to her father. Her father shook Spider-Man's hand, then suddenly grabbed him and gave him a bear hug. "Thank you," he said again. "I can't tell you how much this means." Peter looked down at Tanisha sitting in her wheelchair. Her face was glowing with joy. Peter smiled. "You know, I think I have an idea."